Namaste, everybody. I have a question for you today. Are you living in fear, or have you become fearless through this coronavirus and everything that's going on? I've said numerous times in last year and the beginning of this year that 2020 is truly going to be epic, but I never thought that it was going to be this epic and this challenging. I've talked numerous times about finding productive discomfort in our life. And this is exactly a perfect example of how you can find productive discomfort and not pain. All right? Especially as we maneuver through all these unforeseen circumstances. And I realize that numerous aspects of our daily routine has changed, especially for numerous people. While other people, it has just been a minimal effect, right? And we'll talk a little bit about that here in a second. But one thing I want to bring up is kind of my past and my background. I've spent almost every summer growing up in Woodward, and then I spent an entire school year living with my grandma and grandpa. And they had a cellar that you could access from inside the house. And in this cellar, they had everything you needed for months. They had all kinds of canned food and vegetables and fruits, and then they had electricity down there, and then like the weather radios and the little can for you to go to the bathroom in. And I always wanted to know why they had all this, and finally I realized that they had lived through two major perils in their life. They lived through the Great Depression, and then once they survived that, this tornado came through Woodward in 1947 and basically devastated, tore out everything in the town. And so during the Depression, like, Grandma couldn't even afford shoes. She couldn't afford to go to school because they had no money and no clothes. And Grandpa, growing up, all the boys wore dresses until like a certain age, and then they would actually ginger their clothes. So they were extremely poor people, and going through the Depression, they truly, truly suffered, and they truly struggled. So if you could imagine not even being able to afford shoes right now, for you or your kids or anybody in your family. That's how poor these people were. This is what they had to go through during the Depression. All right? So I began to understand what it was like to kind of struggle and to kind of suffer and to kind of be prepared. And that was one of the things that they always explained to me is be prepared for the unknown. Live below your means. Have money, if you can, in your house, in your savings, because you never know if the banks crash, how are you going to get that money? So have money available for yourself in the house. Have food. Have things that you're prepared for. And a lot of times I realize that I'm not always prepared for all those things. I don't always carry cash and have cash readily available. But think about the things in your life that you're really struggling in, that you're really having a difficult time, and understand that like toilet paper is going to be there, guys. Right? The meat, all those things are going to be there to give yourself the opportunity to relax. This is the first time that I could think of in our generation or our life that we've really had to adjust our standard of living. When I was really young, I remember the gas lines were really long because people were running out of gas. And so I remember some of those kind of circumstances, but we've never had a worldwide epidemic like this to this level. So I realize a lot of us have to give up a lot of our community and a lot of our social activities, right? What I really hope through this time is that you allow yourself to find productive discomfort, but not pain. That you understand these challenges and that you have a positive outlook through them, right? That you're able to focus on what's truly important in your life, yourself, your health, your wellness, your mental, physical, and spiritual well-being in your family. That you really, really dive into those things in your life that are important. And that how you can really probably be minimalistic. And that in this life that we've had so much excess and so many things that have abundance, but this is an opportunity to be grateful for the things that we've had and the things that we'll have in our future. What I've noticed now is that we go on these hikes almost every day to Three Sisters. And there's two parking lots. It's kind of divided. And there's probably 12 or 14 parking spots in the first one. And the second one probably has 30. And normally when we show up to the second parking lot, there's maybe 2-4 cars. There's numerous times we've been there around 4:30 and there's not one other car. We're it. But the last week, it's been insane. So if you're familiar with Three Sisters and you know the first parking lot, that's full. The road to get to the second parking lot is completely full. And then the second parking lot is full. So people are just parking on the roads or the streets or wherever. And that's why I say that this really hasn't affected other people as much. So out here in the mountains, I realized that we have run low on food and toilet paper and some certain things. But we went to the grocery stores Saturday or Sunday and they had every single thing we needed. They were low on certain things, but we were able to get toilet paper. We were able to get everything. We didn't rush out and we didn't panic. We have lived and understood and communicated with our family of what they've been through in the past and realized that this is kind of one of those ebb and flows, but this is a thing that we have never experienced worldwide. So please have faith in yourself. Please have faith in your community that you are capable of surviving this. You are more than enough. And this situation should not cause any anxiety, any stress, especially undue, that you have the opportunity to self-reflect and provide self-care for yourself so you can really begin to take care of others. This epidemic will truly pass, but please educate yourself on all the scientific details, that you're not being fed information by a dramatic news feed or something posted on social media. This is truly a time to become fearless. A time to empower yourself, to empower your family, your community, and come together and provide a path of love and acceptance. Please feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, any comments, anything you want to say. But I'm hoping that through this opportunity that you are truly becoming fearless. That you truly find yourself and view yourself as a hero and not a victim of this circumstance. And I understand that it's extremely difficult for a lot of people. They've lost their jobs. They don't know how they're going to survive. And so I'm sending you positive vibes, and I want you to find the ability within yourself to encourage yourself, to seek and look outside the box for opportunities that maybe normally you wouldn't have thought of. I love you guys so much. I hope you have an amazing day, and I hope you find the opportunity to get out into nature and to connect and just to journal. Starting soon, I will be providing some live feed yoga videos. And so just look on my social media for that information, and that will be out really soon. So that should start probably next week. Love you guys. Take care.